Hello, welcome to another video. So I'm back doing, what are we doing? GoTube. So GoTube is a fuse file system for Linux, which means that we can basically interact with the YouTube API as a file system. So a quick example of what that kind of means is so we have mounted this, you can see here, I'll bump that up like one more maybe. Yeah, you can see here that we have mounted to this point here. So if we look in this directory, we can see that it's studio and there's like a bunch of things. Videos doesn't work yet, analytics doesn't work yet, but playlists uh, takes like a minute. Well, not a minute, but it does work. If we maybe not do that, but do that and that, something like that. Yeah, cool. Something like this. So we can see here that we can kind of see all the things. So one thing it does is it doesn't show the I believe this is the number of links to the folder, and this is the size of the folder. So if we maybe if we go into that directory, personal, published, and go to something like here. So we have here some directories. So example, we can see here that it's got like 4 links to it. I don't actually know what is happening there and like kind of how this number kind of works out. I'll work that out as I come to it. It might not even be necessary. We can see here that all the folders have just a size of 4K, so we could potentially just do that. Apologies for the noise. I I am expecting some things, so I might just check my phone every once in a while, and if it's important, I might just end the stream. But yeah, anyway, so where I was getting was we don't have these numbers here, but we do have I'm trying to do the ls. I do have this, and you'll see that it took like a bit of time there, but the next time it takes like no time at all. So it caches it for I think I set it for a minute. Yeah, 1 minute. And so if I do it before a minute is up, it should be instantaneous. It should mean that we can kind of see all the things quite easily. And you might have noticed that this shows some of the playlists, but there are actually ones that are private, and you would have kind of seen a glimpse of that when I go -a. There's some that have like a dot in front of them, which is a private playlist, and I just put dot in front of them, which is, I don't know, Unix way for saying it's hidden, so it doesn't show up in normal ls, and it doesn't show what was that thing? Yeah, yeah, it doesn't show in like I I should theoretically be able to, I don't know, what's one, Thuna I think I have installed. Um, so here it shouldn't show them, but there's probably like a setting for show hidden files, which will show all the hidden files. Um, but yeah, this is kind of cool. So what I might do is, I don't know, start working on the next thing. So there's a bit of a mess. This thing's, I don't know, it's only 300 lines, but it's doing a few things, and it's just like main. So we could split it out. That's one thing I was thinking, because things like the cache should probably be a separate thing. Potentially, I could talk through what the cache is doing. So you see here, I've got this sync rw mutex. So in Fuse, pretty much every like every kind of call will be a separate thread. In Go, they're called like Go routines. They're like, I don't know, they're a bit different. But because of that, you need to make sure that the data that you look at is thread safe, meaning that you can't have more than one thread looking at the same data at the same time. Well, not looking, more like modifying the data at the same time. So what this is doing is it's basically caching a thing. So I've made that generic, but in the playlist route, it is caching basically a map of strings to playlists, and the string will be the name, the folder name, with the dot attached, and the playlist will be what is returned from the API. And the idea of this is to only do the API request like once, or you actually have to do it kind of twice, because you have to do it once to find out how many there are, so you get this total, and then you do it again to get the rest. And so that should get like all the information about playlists. So theoretically, we could cache this, because hey, like, we should be able to cache it. In the future, we will have something like we could make a new playlist, but we don't have that support just yet. And the idea there is that we'll send a different API request. But for retrieving stuff, we should be able to cache that. And when we cache it, we have to use a lock. So it's like a concurrency primitive. You call them mutexes. Certain types of mutexes are called semaphores. And they're basically primitives to allow you to say, I'm the only thread that can use this stuff at the same time. And the way that's done is in the back end, like there's Go stuff that does it all for you. But in essence, how it's done is whenever you want to write to it, you have to lock it. So we do cache.lock here. And whenever you have finished writing to it, you call unlock. So we do that lock and unlock here, and we also do lock and unlock when we clear the cache after we decide that it should be cleared. And so in doing this, we're saying we're the only ones that do that. But in addition to do that, you also have to, whenever you try and retrieve something, you have to get a read lock. So read lock, you can have like unlimited read locks. So this method can be called multiple times. And a read lock will kind of block if there is a write lock currently being held, and if a write lock is requested, then no more then any new request for a read lock will block. So in doing so, that means that the write lock should get obtained at some point, because all the read locks are getting blocked. there could be issues with your code, meaning it doesn't. And then once the right lock has its thing, it can do its thing, release the right lock, and then all the read locks that were waiting will get woken up and they can do their thing. So that's in essence how I've done that, and I just kind of wrapped that round. So what do I do here? So last time I talked a bit about there's a lookup and a reader. So the reader is kind of to list all the different directories, and we just kind of return reader. We just return the title, so that's all it does. But then when we do the lookup, we actually make a new inode. And to do this, we actually create a new playlist node, inode, which in doing so, we can actually pass in that playlist object. Now, this, I do wonder whether we, well, like this playlist object is just going to pass in it's basically going to use the playlist ID. Theoretically, we could just pass in the ID, but in here we will have a cache as well, which is kind of what I'm thinking will need to be done. But in the yeah, in the playlist node, you also have a reader and a lookup. At the moment, it's unimplemented. So what I want to do here is maybe get the reader implemented, but not the lookup, if that makes sense. The reason why is I mentioned in the first episode that I kind of want the playlist part to have like links to the videos folder, and we haven't implemented the videos folder, so we don't actually know where this link is going to end up. So all we can really do is say that it is a link, but we don't know where to. So that's kind of what I think I'll do is implement this playlist node. Now to do that, I need to figure out this YouTube. So here we on the YouTube API, we have like this thing called service, and so far we've used this playlist service, which a playlist service will let us kind of do inserting and deleting. So that's what can happen when we do the make dir and rm. But it also has this list, and that's what we have been using. And yeah, I probably should go answer this. Pardon me. Right, that is all happening. Pardon me for the interruption. Um, so Yes, that is all that. So what I was talking about was I have been using the playlist call, and when we do the playlist call, we get like a uh, response, and this response has, is this the one I want? Yeah, we get a bunch of playlists, and the playlists have like the snippet which has the title. So we've been using this, and um, it doesn't really give much else. It also gives the whether it's public or private. We're going back, and that is kind of all it really has. So what we need to actually do is, instead of using the playlist call, we need to use the playlist items. And in the playlist items, we should get a list call, and in here we should be able to pass in the ID of the oh no, playlist ID. We pass in the playlist ID, which should give us the thing, and then this should give us a response with some items. And this playlist item, the snippet, I think, should give yeah, so there's each of these items, the snippet should give the resource ID. Maybe that's what it is, and then that is like the video ID. So I think this is kind of how it is going to go. But what I'm going to do is basically set up that cache. So if we look at where we create, it's a bit of a mess. So here we create the playlist node, and it's got like that cache. So what I might do is, when we do this lookup, we will also kind of pass in a cache here. So maybe here we can do cache, and this is going to be a new uh, cache, and it's going to be I guess a string, which is going to be the folder name, and it is going to go to a playlist item, I guess. Yeah, I think that is kind of what we want to do. So, well, the string is actually going to be the file name, not the folder name. I spoke there. Um, cool. Just yeah, that's all good. So this is what I want to do when I do the playlist node. So this should now have a cache, but uh, come on, go there and then go there. Go here. So we have a cache, but I also, yeah, I want to get this cache in, and I guess we don't really need to store like the whole ID. I think I just want to go ID and call that a string, something like that. I should get my Vim to auto format. It is what it is. So here, if we go to here, we can change this to ID, and does a playlist item, no, does a playlist have an ID? It does have an ID. Cool. So that is what we're going to do. Then we're going to have a cache. So now we should have a cache within, well, we can see whether this goes. We don't have Just, can we not? Um, New cache. We do it there. But we no, yeah, we do it there. We've done the wrong type. This one, we want this cache to be to playlist item. Right, cool. So that should now have that. This means this is now failing. Does the playlist item, well, yeah, actually, I guess also need a cache for just the playlist. Yeah. Yes. Um, so the issue is here that when we do like just a do this and I don't know, like maybe look up gotube and -d, that I think if we wait until the minute goes out, that goes to get ATTR, I think. But maybe it's if we no, it's if we do like just a listing of it. So if we do a listing of it, we should be well, it's getting the get ATTR first, I think. Yeah, it's doing the get ATTR first. Where here we were just setting it as the amount times. So I guess I do want to well, it's only getting the time. So we could just get this. Actually, in here we actually have the time. So here we could just do we could have the ID and we could have maybe just time as a public uh and have something like that. Get that, meaning we will need to get time here, time, and that's going to be a time dot time. Is that what we do? And here we already have published at. And here we just need to go dot time, something like that. And here we don't have the title. I wonder whether we change that title. Maybe do something like this and title, and that's going to be a string. Cool. So here, that should probably cool. That now passes, but we're not passing in the we're not passing in the title, which was name. Cool. So that all works. And that all does the thing. Haven't actually done anything new yet, really. In fact, I might want to just commit that up. Yeah, we'll do that. Do that just for now, and maybe do like a little go format, and maybe not that, and that, and or I don't want that. Sure. Cool. So now where do we want to go? We want to go to the reader on the playlist node. So I might sorry, I'll probably be checking a bit more. Right. I can go do a thing after this, which who knows? I might go do. But first, I want to get this type of thing because this is probably going to be similar to what we want to do down in this one. Yep, there's the one. So I think this is like exactly what we want to do, which is it's intriguing. It kind of suggests that we could maybe do something a little different. But here the refresh cache will be different. So if we maybe just did we go there? We no off by one. Come on. Go there, then go here. Right, that was too hard. I could have just done that as well. Oh well. Right, we'll go back here. No, we'll go back here. Maybe here and find the R and change that to node. So this is just going to be the or this is going to be for that, and this is going to be r.title. Yeah, but we will also need to do that. And what is this doing? Right, so this is now going to just get items. Cool. And what do we want to do? Items list call. So here we want to do the dot playlist ID. I might pull that over there. And what do we want to get out of this? So we want to get this, and from here we want to get the items, and right here we can get snippet and status, I guess, and snippet I guess we want, and status I guess we also want. And I think this will be a very uh, spatial, and that's going to be centered there, but down here, maybe use them a bit better, but oh well. And I think this is um, also kind of what we want to do. And the snippet, did that have like a title? It did have a title. Perfect. So we can do similar things here. And so I think this is actually the same thing that we want to do. And it's kind of interesting. Makes me wonder whether we can do a generic function that does essentially this, and you kind of just pass it in which function you want to call, because this is just the same as the other refresh cache, except for this is different, and like the debug messages, but like everything else is like the same. I might just do that and do something like that as well. Cool. So I think that's that. And one thing that is actually different was this was not fuse.if dir, it was if yeah, so we can look at if dir, and we want if lnk. This is going to be a link. And so if we do a thing, build this, we can't do this, undefined. That is because, oh, not that one, that one. Apologies again. Oh, of course, yeah, what a day. What a day. Cool, do that same again. Now we don't have this. We don't have a mine. That is because we want to go playlist ID and pass in the r.id, which makes me think that it shouldn't be public. I don't know, public private. What's the difference? Cool. So we'll do that. Get everything, and then we. It should still have the same thing, I think. We don't have playlist. This is going to be item, and this is it should be item, and boom, that does it. And we'll do that go format again. So now if we do this, I believe if we do this ls to see what's in GoTube, it should show what, 2 videos now. It doesn't show anything. Sad. Oh well, it's just how the cookie crumbles. It did do something this time. Interesting. So there is some issue here. But yeah, we can see here that we have this. We know it's a link, but we don't know any other information about it. It is interesting that it so it got a miss, which I guess it's in no such file or directory, which that is interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Another thing that I kind of want to maybe have is if you mount it in a certain way, potentially having like a debug and like a cache type file that will then show you information about what's happening with the file system real time. But I think for now, this is kind of good. Yeah, it's interesting. So I waited for the cache to die. It's interesting that it failed the first time. Well, it had a miss on GoTube the first time, which means that it didn't find it in the cache. Maybe if I do it again. Yeah, so it doesn't find it, but then it does find it. That's a bug that I'll work out. I think this is probably good for this video. I'm kind of keen to get off and do other things. And I've got like a bunch working. I maybe will just commit it up. So what do we have here? Yep, I'm happy with that. Yep, I'm happy with that. Yep, I had a whole thing there. And maybe we'll commit this and get playlist item listing kind of working. So it's kind of working. I don't know. And we'll push that up. And I think that would be a great time to kind of finish up. So that should be up on. Well, let's get out of there. That should be up on my GitHub now, which should be in the playlist description. But yeah, cool. I'm happy. Hope you're all happy. Hope you're having a great day. And if you enjoyed this, let me know somehow. And I will continue making stuff like this because I find it kind of fun. Well, thanks for watching anyway, and see you.